Sermon 6, Commentary. Sermon 6 is situated during Imam Ali's caliphate, specifically in the prelude to the Battle of the Camel, which was the first major civil war in Islamic history. Shia sources such as Kitab al-Arshad by Sheikh al-Mufid and Bihar al-Anwar by Allama Majlisli frame Talha and Zubair's rebellion alongside Aisha's bint Abu Bakr as a portrayal of their initial allegiance to Ali after Uthman's assassination in 656 CE. These sources argue that their revolt, centred in Basra, was driven by political ambition and tribal rivalries, not genuine concern for justice, as claimed in Sunni accounts, i.e. Al-Tabari's Tarikh. The provided context, Ali's rejection of advice to avoid confrontation, underscores his resolve to defend his divinely ordained leadership against those who deviate from the truth. The sermon's closing assertion, "I have been unjustly deprived of my right from the day the prophets passed away," is central to Shia theology, referencing the Saqifa event of 632 CE, where Abu Bakr was appointed caliph, bypassing Ali's claim as the Prophet's designated successor. Shia scholars such as Al-Qulayni cite hadiths like the Prophet's declaration at Ghadir Qum, whoever so I am master, Ali is his master, to affirm Ali's rightful imamate. The sermon's authenticity, compiled by Al-Sharif al-Radi, is unquestioned in Shia tradition, with its eloquence and theological depth aligning with Ali's documented oration as affirmed by Sayyid Muhammad Hussain Tabatabai in his book Shiite Islam. Sermon 6 is a cornerstone of Shia theology, particularly the doctrine of imamate, which posits that Ali and his descendants were divinely appointed guides, hujjah, with spiritual and temporal authority. Key theological dimensions include Imam Ali's claim of being unjustly deprived of my right since 632 is a direct critique of the Saqifa consensus, which Shia scholars view as a usurpation of Ali's divinely ordained leadership. Mufid and Majlisli argue that this statement reaffirms the Prophet's designation of Imam Ali in Ghadir Qum. The sermon's positions Ali as the rightful wali or guide of the Ummah, whose authority was denied by political manoeuvring. Justice and resistance. Ali's resolve to strike those who deviate from the truth reflects the Shia principle of adl, divine justice, a cornerstone of Asuli theology. Allama al-Hilli interprets this as Ali's duty to uphold divine order against rebellion like Talha and Zubair, who violated their bay'ah, pledge of allegiance. The sermon's martial tone underscores the Imam's role as a defender of truth, as articulated in Al-Qafi. Loyalty and obedience. The emphasis on those who heed and obey me highlights the Shia concept of tawalla, which is loyalty to the Imams, contrasting with tabarra, which is disassociation from the enemies. Majlisli links this to Quranic injunctions to obey those vested with authority, as in Quran 4:59, interpreted as the Imams. Ali's reliance on loyal supporters, e.g. Ammar ibn Yasir and Malik al-Ashtar during the Battle of Camel, reinforces this. The phrase, "until my appointed day arrives," reflects Imam Ali's submission to divine decree, qadr, a theme Tabatabai connects to the Imam's awareness of their martyrdom. Imam Ali's later death by Ibn Muljam fulfills this, as he expressed joy at meeting Allah, aligned with Quranic promises to the righteous. The sermon's rejection of passivity, not be like the badger, underscores Ali's role as a moral exemplar, embodying courage and justice. Muhammad Ali Amir Mu'azzi, in his book The Divine Guide in Early Shi'ism, argues that Ali's stance reflects the Imam's function as a hujjah, guiding the Ummah through action and principle. Sermon 6 exemplifies Ali's rhetorical mastery, a hallmark of Nahj al-Balagha celebrated by Shia scholars like Al-Radi and Tabatabai. In concise yet vivid language, it includes zoological metaphor like the badger that feigns sleep. This is a powerful image, evoking cowardice or deception. Mufid interprets it as a critique of those urging Allah to avoid confrontation, contrasting this with the role as the Asadullah, lion of Allah. The badger's passivity symbolizes the rebels' moral failure as they deviated from their pledge. Martial imagery. The sermon says, I shall ever strike those who deviate from the truth. This employs martial language reflecting Ali's historical valor, i.e. in the Battle of Khaybar. Majlisi links this to the Imam's duty to combat Baghi, rebellion, as per the Quran 49:9, which commands fighting rebels until they return to justice. The sermon's structure, rejecting passivity while affirming action and culminating in the grievance of deprivation, uses antithesis to emphasize Ali's moral clarity. Tabatabai notes its emotional crescendo in Deprived of My Right, echoing Sermon 3 in Shakshakiyya as resonating with Shia narratives of oppression. The sermon's language echoes Quranic themes of truth versus falsehood and obedience to authority. Al-Radi, in his compilation, highlights Ali's ability to weave Quranic motifs into his orations, reinforcing his spiritual authority. The sermon's brevity, under 70 Arabic words, amplifies its impact, blending fusaha, clarity, and bayan, expressiveness, as analysed by As-Sayyid Murtada in his commentary on Ali's rhetoric.